maybe I've been out of the loop a little bit on Kamala Harris, but this is the first time I've seen her in since Inauguration Day. Like, she hasn't done fucking anything. Like, at least stuttering old Joe will show up in front of a camera and talk into his suit pocket every once in a while, or say salute the troops instead of actually saluting the troops. But yeah, this is the first time she's done anything, and it required her casting the tie-breaking vote, which Raphael Warnock, one of the senators, I think he beat Kelly Perdue, right, in that Georgia runoff. And yeah, he was so proud and he was crying and for fuck's sakes, dude, come on now. Yeah, he was so happy. Oh, this is what democracy looks like. Yes, having somebody who's not a sitting senator anymore cast the tie-breaking vote, but whatever. That's how the Constitution works. I don't care. It's fine. Just don't make a spectacle out of yourself, and it's not so fucking groundbreaking. Kamala's made several fucking votes in the House, and she's also made several other stupid rulings like this $1.9 trillion coronavirus spending package, which is full to the tits with a bunch of needless legislation. And we're going to see here, it's going to affect everybody. Not in a good way, but you're going to be getting your $1,400 checks. Oh, that's right. You thought you were going to be getting $2,000? Well, you already got that $600 earlier in the year, so fuck off. Well, I guess not this year, but was it this year? I don't know. I don't live in the States. I don't get free money. I live on the wrong side of the country in Canada to get anything for free. Vice President Kamala Harris cast a tie-breaking vote in the Senate early Friday morning. It's stunning and brave. She was up early in the morning, probably just early enough. Oh, good. Yeah, spending package passed at 5:35 a.m. Oh, that's good. Yeah, she was there with Joe Biden having the early morning special at Denny's, and she just snuck back into the Senate chambers and cast that tie-breaking vote because it was tied 50-50 in the Senate before Harris arrived to cast the vote to break the tie. And I'm sure everybody was just waiting for those clicking of the heels in the Senate hallway leading up and the jingling of her charm bracelet as she turned the door to get into the chambers. You can already hear the tightening of the jowls on Elizabeth Warren's face as she came in. She was just smiling ear to ear. Ugh. Yeah, Democrats applauded in the chamber after her vote was cast, obviously. The vote goes down in the House, where the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, and the majority of the House Democrats are expected to pass it and send it up to mark up the process. With Democrats plus Harris controlling the majority of both houses in Congress, party leaders have little incentive to bargain with Republicans to pass the bipartisan legislation. Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought, and when we reported on it, when the coalition of 10 Republican senators went to go meet with Joe Biden, it was all just lip service being paid. There was no cooperation here. Fuck, Schumer and Pelosi already tried to pass a motion where they wouldn't even need a vote. Oh, we already have the votes. What the fuck's the point of holding the unnecessary trials, which most of these are going to be unnecessary considering both houses, well, especially the Democrats, they vote 100% in a block, and that's something I got to give it to them. They don't really have too many dissenters when it comes to making big sweeping pieces of legislation. Well, official. They vote like a block. There is no dissension there, even across the wide swath of ideologies that they house underneath that very small-minded ideological tent. But one of the things that's in there is Biden's budget plan, and it includes the $15 minimum wage. So he could only, via executive order, which I'm pretty sure he's suffering from a little carpal tunnel. I haven't heard him signing any new ones in a couple of days now. But yeah, that's going to be the all across the country one. You don't have to be a federal employee. This is just jacking it up to $15 per hour. And it looked like the New Deal. It smelled like the New Deal. And this is the Joe deal. And if there's anything that you need a smell test on, Joe Biden is your man. That is one thing I can 100% agree with him on. But because it looked like the New Deal, it's going to have the same effect as the FDR New Deal, because it will take over 10 years to get back to full employment at current job growth rate. Why would that be? Did you just pass a massive COVID relief bill, which wouldn't have been necessary if the country could have just opened up? If you could have got on the horn with all of your fellow Democratic governors and all the other governors, well, you wouldn't need to invite over the Republican governors. They've already opened up their states, and they're personal jurisdiction is doing quite fine. But no, you could have had everybody come together and they could have figured out a sensible planned opening. Meanwhile, you won't even let fucking governors in like Illinois take steps to force stupid teachers back to work. They're currently striking across the country, only in blue states, very, very blue states, especially Chicago. They're just spurging out, and there's nobody who can do anything about it because unions control the world. And as we've seen in that previous Time article, this might be out before that even renders. I don't know. It's a big boy, but yeah, unions control the world. The democratic world. I shouldn't say the entire world. But yeah, let's get into this because everybody who could fucking figure things out. You didn't even need to draw up on a big whiteboard to figure out that massive government spending, raising the minimum wage is going to mean, oh no. President Joe Biden sounded a dark note on the future of the economy Friday after a bleak jobs report came out. Oh yeah, this was atrocious as well. The United States economy added 49,000 jobs in December. Sweet, with only 6,000 jobs in the private sector. Oh, fuck. Everybody's going to have good paying jobs, though. Everybody's going to have good jobs. But the only ones that Joe Biden can create are government ones that just create a larger swamp. Oh, fuck. People voted for this, right? People. At that rate, it's going to take 10 years to get back to full employment. Well, Trump was doing a really good job. He was beating expectations by months. But remember, Donald Trump never had a plan or anything. Just hand wave that away, and all of Biden's friends will just tell you how Joe has a plan. And then when he comes out and says, just like his COVID-19, I don't really have a plan, they'll just all quickly shuffle him off back into the Oval Office to make him sign a stack of shit. This is about people's lives. It's not just about the numbers. Oh no, trust me, numbers have a big effect on people's lives. Like how much money they have in their bank account, or how many numbers of cans of soup they'll have in order to make it through the week. Biden thanked Senate Democrats for passing a budget reconciliation bill to move his plan forward with a simple majority. Because when you have that much money on the table, normally you'd need, I think, a 3/5 vote. But because Democrats own the House, they can just go ahead and laterally pass legislation to go ahead and, usurp a certain type of democracy. It's not the Democrats' type of democracy. It's our democracy. Remember, under our democracy is a much different place than the actual democracy. It's the future that we want for you. We're just trying to build back better, and anybody standing in the way is a threat to them. But that's all right. I'm sure when the press corps gets around to it, they'll ask some hard-hitting questions. Oh, sorry. Almost got through that with a straight face, but no, the press will eventually do their job and be like, why isn't anybody working, and why are things not going good? You said you were going to take care of us, Big Daddy Joe. Well, Joe won't have to answer those questions. Don't worry about it. If they get screened in the press room by Jen Psaki and her friends, and he'll never have to take anything that hard hitting because everybody loves Joe. Case in point, this is what GQ has done in the most disturbing thing I've seen in a very long time. Okay, listen. You could get away with this with Barack Obama. He was the first half minority president. And yes, he had a certain swagger about him. Joe Biden, at 78 years old, does not have that. Okay? That swagger left in the 50s. There's nothing going on with this dude. But look at this. This is Gentleman's Quarterly. And they have a photoshopped photo shoot with Joe Biden trying to do his best Willie Nelson impression. He has never, ever worn that Canadian tuxedo and that rider's jacket. But look at what else the media is trying to do. Okay, we already know about the softball questions, but yes, they'll Photoshop him in the press room in a suit standing up because normally he's just sitting down because he's so tired at 2 p.m. Or how about being a cowboy in Arizona? These are horrifying. That, I spoke a little too soon, is the most horrifying. Like, don't you see how cool Joe Biden is? Hello, fellow kids. Oh, it's so nice that he still has the same vehicle that he was married in. This is just, I don't even know what to say. This is disturbing. If you were around and you were politically aware during the Obama years, you remembered the sycophantic relationship they had with him. It was puff piece after puff piece, and we've seen a couple of these ramping up to the Joe Biden installation into the White House. The articles that, oh, he's wearing dog socks, isn't that cute, made you wanted to throw up. Or what's his favorite ice cream flavor because he likes to lick ice cream. What's his favorite scent of shampoo? All of those hard-hitting questions and all of those wonderful pieces of investigative journalism. And this one, because the old dude is not even physically able to do anything that he's photoshopped in doing. Okay, fair enough. He might be able to lean against the car. I don't think he could be playing golf. It's not something that you'd recommend a man who has to partake in the practice of sundowning at 4 in the afternoon. What's even sadder about this is, okay, Photoshop Joe Biden's on the front cover of one of the premier men's magazines. It's supposed to be a magazine dedicated to fashion sense, to manliness. The idea of these types of articles, these types of magazines, is to make people enticed, to inspired to be one of the models on the cover or on the subject of the issue. I don't think anybody's striving to be Joe Biden. Listen, the guy couldn't even sell out an Olive Garden, let alone Madison Square Garden with one of his rallies. And the fact that he gets a photo shoot not but a month after taking office. Oh, fuck, a couple of weeks after taking office. And he's not known for his fashion, okay? He wears a suit. Cool. But you got to keep up with your wife, I suppose. Like, I think Jill's been on a half dozen front covers of the legacy outlet magazines. Who gives a shit? But you'd expect that if there was somebody who was stunning and brave and wonderful, like Michelle Obama. Oh, Big Mike, she had her centerfolds whenever she had a brand new suit with shoulder pads, or at least it looked like all of her suits had shoulder pads. But when there was an actual supermodel in the White House for 4 years, I never, ever seen this kind of treatment for somebody who actually deserved it. So, if you had any lingering ideas that every aspect of the mainstream media hasn't been polluted by democratic think, it's a fucking, I don't know what to tell you at this point, but you guys probably aren't watching that long. If you adhere to that ideology, I would have already pissed you off by starting the video with a foul word or two. So yeah, jobs aren't coming back for the next decade. That's the gist of this. And the media, instead of covering and maybe probing some questions into thinking, how are you guys going to wrangle out of this? They'll just make Joe do a Willie Nelson impression. It's disgusting. Anyways, guys, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.